Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So today, we had an exciting day. Bitcoin pumped up above 70. Now it's a little bit below. Ethereum almost cracked 4,000 today. So both are heating up. But it's not just Bitcoin and Ethereum. There are many others that are. So let's talk about all these things and everything else that happened today on this Memorial Day with the market closed. All right, let's do it. Welcome, guys. Unfortunately, we're not able to hold that 70,000 mark from this morning. Actually, after my stream, we pumped up to about 70,600, and now we're unfortunately down a little bit, back to basically where we were before 68.9. Still is not a bad place to be. And ETH, you can see, still trending upwards, but this morning almost hit very close to breaking 4,000. Right now at 38.57. All right, so both Bitcoin and Ethereum still hanging in there, but as you can see from here, ETH is certainly trending upwards even after this huge 20% pump. So let's go heat up both of these coins even further. Well, there are many things that will do so. I saw this. The Fed probably won't be delivering any interest rates cuts this summer. Okay, we don't know if that's true. That's speculation. There are some Fed governors that say that this is not going to happen. But who's to say it's not going to happen? Because we still have a lot of economic data to look forward to. And if those data points show that, hey, the economy is softening too much, okay? Jobs are not plentiful. People are not spending as much. The Fed will have no choice but to cut rates, right? They care about that more than the elevated inflation that we have. So never say never. I mean, this is saying this summer, but hey, who's to say that we won't see something happen as early as July or maybe even June, right? Powell's the only one that we really need to listen to. Everyone else just speculating. Okay. So that definitely could heat up the market more. Something that's interesting about George Soros, another George, but not a whole lot of people like George Soros, but he's a George. He updated his portfolio recently, and guess what? One of the most interesting things, okay, with his updated portfolio is that he added MicroStrategy. He added a ton of MicroStrategy in the first quarter, approximately $135 million. So yes, even George Soros has a Bitcoin exposure. And I remember one of his funds has physical Bitcoin already, but he's adding more because there's no doubt MicroStrategy is one of the best buys within the last 4 years. Its performance is astronomical compared to everything else. So yeah, it makes sense. So can Soros heat things up? Well, quite possibly. Just like all the other Wall Street players that are FOMOing in, definitely heating up the market. And imagine when Ethereum ETFs actually are live and trading, it's going to bring in more liquidity. But Michael Saylor, he knows what's up. He implemented Bitcoin strategy 4 years ago and has worked out very well. And he's like, the ETF approval was the crossing of the chasm for the asset class. I don't even know what that means. It just sounds really good. Michael Saylor has a million parables that he just pulls out of nowhere. But, it's working because the ETFs have $1 billion, okay? No, 1 million BTC under management, which comes out to be like $70 billion worth, close to $70 billion worth, okay? So obviously it's not just Saylor, it's not just Soros, but there are many institutions and companies out there that believe the Bitcoin strategy is sound and they all want a piece. Okay, that's why things are really heating up. And that's why we have Ethereum spot ETFs also coming because, yes, the appetite for Ethereum is there as well. So there are many things that's happening. Okay, that is why things are heating up. And this is very interesting. 70K now is very different than 70K back in March. And here's the reason why. According to Julio, it's because when Bitcoin first hit 70K back in March, most people were in the profit zone, 69%. So that means the tendency to sell and take profits was very high versus now only 3% of people are in profits. That's very short term, right? Like that's just measuring months. But I get what they're saying. There's less incentive to be selling now versus than first when we hit 70,000 in March. I get that. Right? But the reality is, had you been DCAing over the course of the last 3 years, even since the top of 2021, which my DCA portfolio shows, you are well in the green. The small little volatilities, a dip, even a 20% dip that we've seen before, really does not matter. You won't even notice it, because if you've been DCAing all along, you've been adding when Bitcoin was 16,000, 18,000, 20,000, 22,000, 24,000, 30,000, right? So Bitcoin at 60,000 even does not affect you. You are well in the green, right? That's reality. That's why the power DCA is so powerful and important. You just have to have some patience. And this is what happens. When you have patience, you'll realize that Bitcoin just keeps going up and up and up and up. And it kind of does the same thing over and over and over again. So it's really no surprise, even though every single cycle there are new challenges and new things that we haven't seen before. But when it comes to Bitcoin, it just does not care. And it just keeps on going. And we're at that point, the last consolidation point before we head higher, and we may end up at 200, 250, 300,000 by the end of the cycle, right? That is the reality. That's why things are heating up, because people know this is coming. The long-term holders know this. Even now, the institutions know this. That's why everyone wants a piece, right? It's the same thing with Ethereum. Why do we want Ethereum ETFs? Well, I don't know if retail really cares, but institutions ask for this because they know there's a market for it, right? And there are a lot of predictions how high Ethereum will be when actual ETFs start trading. Right now, we're like at the cusp of 4,000, or we're going to hit 4,500. We're going to hit 5,000 before ETFs come out, right? Who knows? Who knows? But one thing is for certain. Whether you like ETH or not, whether you care about ETH ETFs, the reserves are dropping like a rock. In fact, we're back to late 2017 levels for Ethereum. And this is on the exchanges. 6-year low. So the supply shock that I've been talking about with Bitcoin can certainly happen with Ethereum once the ETFs start trading, because it's already happening, but it could happen a lot more after those ETFs get released, right? And this is what Ethereum's chart looks like. And if this is true, according to this, Ethereum could end of 2025 somewhere between 10 to 14,000. I think that's a realistic number. I would say, if I had to guess, right around there, I would say probably about 14, 15,000, especially with the ETFs happening. Plenty of gains left, even for Ethereum. All right. So outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum, what else is there? Well, you might be asking, well, what's after Ethereum ETF? Can we get Solana ETF? Maybe. JP Morgan doesn't think so. But I do think if we are going to get another ETF, it's going to be based on Solana. It's not going to be anything else because the demand is there. But in the meantime, before we get Solana spot ETFs. We do have memes. We have a lot of memes. WIF today had a really good day. Okay, going up about 15%. We know Pepe for ETH has been skyrocketing, and WIF has been pretty weak, but maybe it's WIF's turn now. So up 15% today. I also saw this. One of the YouTube co-founders also came out with a meme. Steve Chen, he was one of the original guys, and he just launched pajamas on Sol, and it's about 24 million market cap right now. It's one of his recent cats, okay, that has passed away. But you know, everyone's launching a meme. Everyone is launching a meme. Makes me wonder if I'm next. Outside Solana, what else is there? There are also a couple of other chains and things that are doing very well and heating up. Here's an example. Aptos. Aptos sets a new daily user record, even surpassing Solana. That's pretty darn impressive. And how is that possible? Okay, look at that. Look at that. It's not due to memes, actually. It's actually due to this viral clicker game called Tapos. And I guess you just keep on clicking and clicking and clicking, and you get rewarded with this heart token. Okay? And they're not the only ones that doing this. Notcoin is basically the same thing. It's like some kind of clicker game on top of Telegram, and it's so successful that it has onboarded 30 million users. And that is why it's pumping like crazy. It's $832 million already for a clicker game. So, besides memes, there are other kind of dApps that can drive a lot of users and volume. And right now it's games. But there are many others out there that hasn't even been invented yet. Other categories are niches, still waiting to be discovered. But this kind of shows you how effective games can be at driving users in. As long as they are fun and rewarding, it could do a lot. It could do a whole lot. All right, that's it. Feeling tired today, guys. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right, let's see. Let me scroll up. Let me see if I missed anything. Flying RBM asks or says, flying avocado cat created by XAI Grok with only 10 million supply, testing all-time high. Why the name flying avocado cat? Maybe it's like Turbo. 4 million, not too bad. I think people are like, trying to replicate Turbo because it's AI created too. The top 8.37 supply burned, but the rest of it not very decentralized. It looks like a lot of 5% to a couple 2%. This is probably 2%, close to it. 1.3K users. Okay, that's not bad for a new coin. But you know what? I've been getting burned left and right on memes, man. I just can't seem to be can't pick them. So I don't know if this is going to last or not. FOMO 3-hour holder of Turbo price prediction. You got to be careful, man. Turbo is at the point where it can massively dump. Okay, especially after moving like this. I would suggest if you make money like FOMO into Turbo right now, take some profits. Take some profits, okay? We have seen way too many memes do very well, and then all of a sudden it dumps out of nowhere because the early insiders or the early investors, they decide to cash out for something else. So be careful. Let's see. No more ETFs until 2025. Let's see. Pure TA analysis based on based UA. What? Project 400K in donation, wallets to bet at peak. Pure TA analysis on based USA. What the hell is that? Well, it's down 35% today, so that's not good at all. And just zooming out, this is what I'm talking about. You know, sometimes it seems like if you just look at this, like just over here, it looks like the awesome growth, right? And then after the second pump did not exceed the first, it looks like it's losing momentum. Look at this big red volume right here. Someone sold massively, so looking like it may not be doing so well in the future. Sith Lord says, can't imagine with all the help Biden needs, there will be no rate cuts this summer. We're probably going to get it. We're probably going to get it. Dino Dragon Soul original meme, awesome team. That's great. That's great. Do you think MAGA will hit 1 billion market cap? It could. It's already like 500-600 million. So it definitely could. Or it could just go down. Oh, it's 200 something. Oh, I'm thinking about the other one, Trump. I don't know. It kind of started to lose momentum. Like, I saw this, you know, like, I was go FOMO in around 80 million, and I'm like, it's too big. And I should have listened to myself. But you could see now every pump is forming a lower high, and that's a little concerning. So it may be starting to bleed out soon. If it can, if the current push could break past, like, let's say this, and go above, then yeah, of course it could keep going, but it may lose momentum at this point too. Finkel will call Powell and cut rates, and cuts will happen on summer. I think so. I mean, we're not in June yet. We're soon in June. You know, maybe we skip June, but I think having a rate cut in July, the very first one, because we're supposed to have 3. I think July, probably like September, and then one in November. That would make sense. I said stop adding me, man. And I have no idea what you're referring to, JG. How much did you pay for your first BTC? Interesting question, because back when I got in back in 2013, Bitcoin was around 1,000 already, and then it started coming down. But then back then, I was mining Litecoin, so wasn't the same. But I did buy some Bitcoin in 2017 when it hit 1,000. So I'll just count that. Like, it was like 1,000. It wasn't like, you know, a few hundred or like $10 like some people. I was in early enough, but not crazy early. Quick question: Stingray, E-Ray, or Z06? If you want a nice cheap car, get a Stingray. Get one for under 70 grand. That's like a bargain. But between an E-Ray and Z06, I don't know. They're both equally good in performance. Z06 is probably going to be easier to work on if you want to modify it. Z06, no brainer. If you just want a regular, if you're going to leave it alone, maybe the E-Ray will be a better choice. The Z06s now, you can find a lot of them, even at MSRP. E-Rays, you cannot. It's nice to finally see ETH move. Sui Kun Sui meme coin based on legendary Pokemon. Would you? No, probably not. I can't even pronounce that, and it sounds. It sounds bad too. Are you familiar with the Hennessy Performance Company? Yeah, they've been around forever. Even when I was growing up, they were like twin turboing like Vipers and everything. Why are we dumping now? Because everyone's talking about memes. I don't know. It happens. It happens all the time. We go up, we go down, we go up, we go down. We're going sideways. We're in a consolidation period right now. So just think about, still good time to be DCAing before we hit 6 figures. Yeah, I'm talking about the C8Z06. I mean, C7Z06 is not bad too, but the new C8 makes the C7s look really unappealing. Danny says, Aptos does not get close to H-bar daily transactions. I have a really hard time believing that. I have no idea what H-bar, how they have so many daily transactions. It doesn't even make sense. Are you a bigger fan of V8s or these turbocharged V6 V8s? You can't replicate the sound of a V8. You can have more powerful turbocharged V6s, no doubt, but V8 all the way. Arrow, the Dex on base. You know, I'm not that big of a fan of Arrow anymore. Because everything that you want to buy on base, you could buy on Uniswap. I actually don't know why you need to go on Arrow at all. Everything is on Uniswap. Is it too late to sign up to fight in the IFC? No. Not, I mean, for this fight, yes. But in the future, go to influencerfightclub.com and, you know, you can sign up. But it's mostly for people that have an influence. Have influence, not a influence, but have influence. What's your take on Linu? Am I getting scammed? Well, if you think you're getting scammed, you're probably getting scammed. So there's no need to ask. I don't know if you're getting scammed. I think for the most part, you're okay. Liquidity, only 85% is locked. So that means 15% is not locked. And then there's a huge amount right here at 8.79%. Don't know who that belongs to, marketing or the founder. Lana Inu. It's on ETH, not even on base. I don't know. I don't think you're getting scammed, but will it do well? That's a different story. AIT, low market cap AI. Yeah, I agree with you. You look tired. Yes, I am tired. I don't know why. Had some guests over. I didn't really do much. Did a lot of walks today. I've been binge watching Breaking Bad with my two kids. They're really into it. So we're now on season 4. I forgot how boring season 1 was, and season 2 for the most part boring, but season 3 really picked up, and season 4 is just really nuts. A little inappropriate for them, but still, overall, it's a really, really one of the all-time best shows. I like water says, I was dumb enough to give a fake Charlie Lee on Twitter 250 Litecoin thinking I'll get double back. Oh, man. That's a story for the ages. Why would Charlie Lee give you double back? Just think about it. It's his own project. Why would he do that? It doesn't even make any sense. The 2024 i4 Toyota Tundra has more torque than a G-Wagon. So what? It's a twin turbo V6 with a hybrid motor. Imagine if you have to do repairs on that. You know, that's the problem. It does give really good fuel economy for a full-size truck. It's very powerful. But imagine if something breaks. How many mechanics can fix a twin turbo V6 with a hybrid motor attached to it? It's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. So that's the issue. So resale value, especially after 5-10 years, probably tank because no one wants to work on it. Why are you always talking about cars? First of all, because I'm a man. I believe every man out there should have interest in cars. One of my pet peeves is talking to men who have no interest in cars. And one of my friends is like that, but it irritates me the hell out of me. I mean, there are certain things that men should like, and cars is one of them. And if you don't, then we can't be friends. Number 2 is because people ask about it. And number 3 is I run a car channel. So that's why. Kazan Way says, all men should like talking about cars and hot women. I mean, that's, of course, duh. Yeah. I like supercars only, not average cars. But the problem is I'm poor and I can't afford the cars actually. Don't worry. Everyone's like that. Eventually you'll make it. Just stick with crypto. Continue to DCA. Continue to focus on the future. And one day you'll be able to afford any car you want. Whatever happened to your commie friend who thought pretty much he was my ex-neighbor. He still thinks it's okay. Like, I gave up trying to debate him on that. I just think it's just something that you know, I'd rather just be friendly than get in a real fight about it. Dancing Drywaller. Jorge, I got kicked out of Discord. Am I talking to you or someone else? In Discord, there are a lot of impersonators. Even people that are not in my private server, they still somehow DM. So be careful. Okay? There are a lot of people that impersonate me. I never DM people. So if you have someone that looks like me that's DMing you, it's not me. Do you still like Bohm and thoughts on Whiff? I've always been neutral on BOEM. I don't see the appeal to it other than it's one of the bigger memes. I still like WIF better. The next IFC is during consensus, which is in 3 days. Unfortunately, we had a couple of fights, matches. You know, we couldn't do them because certain people had to pull out. So we only have 4 matches rather than our usual 6, which is okay. It's still gonna be good. It's still gonna be exciting. The Tyson versus Paul fight, I hope so. I don't even know when it's on. Tyson should win, but if he doesn't, you know, then that just means he's doing it for a paycheck. Sith Lord, women, cars, football, or turning a mankind. I mean, I agree with that. It doesn't have to be football, but sports, right? Like, if you're a man, how can you not like cars and, you know, fast cars, fast women, fast sports, right? Like, I don't know if golf is kind of a fast sport, but, you know, like, how can you not like those 3 things? I don't know. That's just how I am, I guess. Can you look at MAGA hat on ETH chart, please? I looked at it. It looks like it's coming down. It's still holding very well at 233 million, but it may be going down. Okay, be careful. This flying avocado is still going up. A lot of these hot memes, right? They always come down like this at some point, but then they start making lower highs. So I'd be careful because this could continue to trend downwards. Now, if this breaks through one of these previous highs, then I say there's a chance that it could still go back up, but be careful when it starts looking like this. I've seen too many of them. They just slow bounce up and down, and it just keeps going down. Tyson had a medical emergency today. I didn't hear about that. Have you looked into Rory Kitty? No, because that's not going to do well. That has nothing to do with the guy. It has been done before. That one for sure is not going to do well. Oh, yeah, I forgot money. If you're a guy, you got to like money too. Fast cars, fast money, fast women, and fast sports, or just sports in general. Those 4. All right, guys. I'll let you guys go. Overall, Bitcoin and Ethereum heating up. Okay, many reasons why they are. Just get ready. Boiling point is going to happen. The next leg up is right around the corner. So stay strong, my friends. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.